Hello once again everybody, welcome back to some more star technology. I am Towkn, and in this video we are going to be doing some stuff, hopefully anyways. Let's see. So last time I worked on getting some stuff, right? We got some stuff, and if we jump back in first person view here, we could head over here. I got this thing all hooked up. You do have to build the maintenance shaft, and you do have to build the muffler. Figured I would, but I was hoping I didn't actually have to just get it connected and up and right. And then I had to build another energy hatch so that I could get the power into it. We haven't done anything with it yet, but we now have the ability to do stuff with it. So yeah, and then when you do first make it, if you hover over top, like if you look at this, sometimes over here it'll tell you, if you click, it'll tell you like some of the broken stuff, and you just go find yourself whatever tool it needs, and you could right click, and I believe later on we'll be able to get duct tape to put in there to kind of make it easier there too. But yeah, um, I've I went ahead, also made the electric ore factory controller. Haven't made any of the parts for it yet, but we did make the controller, and we got this going for still some more nickel and a little bit of tin in there. Kind of need a lot of tin, which I could kind of just make a bunch of it, wasting a bunch of mortar and pestles. But yeah, that's what we could do. Anyways, let's jump into our quest book real quick, because I think what we actually kind of want to aim for right now, I mean, I would say would be the aluminum ingots. Getting the aluminum, but aluminum's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get as it stands. It's kind of why I started making the ore controller, because we kind of want to take sapphire. I think right now one of the only real ways we have to get it is what we have is to take the sapphire geodes, basically crush them down into the sapphire ore, and then throw them through an ore washer with distilled water in it, which isn't necessarily hard in itself, other than the fact that our current ore factory has just plain water going into it, so we can't really do much with that. Which is why I was like, I'll make the electric one so we could do that. But then I'm like, oh yeah, that's a lot of parts and some stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe we kind of head towards this route here of the void extractor, which means we need lubricant. Which means we're probably going to need a basic brewery. We might be able to do it in the distillery, but either way, lubricant bucket. Lubricant, we get that in a distillery by putting creosote in it. We could easily do that, I think. There should be an easy way for us to do that. Um, right now, though, we would need to move our distilleries. We only have the one, right? Yeah, we only have the one, and it's currently making the distilled water. And we kind of want it to make the distilled water for this guy, which I think is probably finished with the gravel that we had put in here. So let's just go ahead and throw a bunch more gravel in here real quick so we can keep going. And yeah, let's see what we need to do to just make another distillery. Distillery sifter, mince forge, basic distillery. So we need another electric pump, which means we need another tin fan, which means we need another ring, which means we need some rods. So let's go ahead and make some rods. And then we'll press U on the rods. So we go like this, make some rings, which will then let us make this here. There we go. We can make 2 of those real quick. And then what else did we need for that? We need the normal bronze pipe thing, so we'll go like that. And then we need our motor, which we could make one of those pretty easily, which will then let us make the electric pump. We then also need another one of these, which means we need another one of these, which I'm assuming, by the way, that's saying we don't have enough steel. STEE, we only have 6 steel plates, so let's work on getting some more of those real quick. We'll come over here, grab this out, go like that. That'll give us a bunch of steel that we could throw in here. And I kind of want to throw it in there too again, but last time I did that, I completely forgot about it. So we need to just get some steel for that. We also needed whatever this copper spring was, which is some of these. So we go like this and just make some of these. There we go, to then be able to make a copper spring. There we go. And then we just need 2 of these, which need some more of these. There we go. Go like that. Go 1. Apparently need some of these 2. So 1, 2. There we go. Perfect. That will let us make the distillery as soon as we get some more plates to make our doodad thing. So we'll click here. Go like that. Throw the rest of that up in there. Click on here. Do that to make a basic distillery. We will then bring this basic distillery up over here, I think. Let's put it right there. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and break it down real quick like that, right? Because we do have power right there. We could just go ahead and put it right here like that. That'll start getting power into there, which works out nicely. We could then just go get a quick pipe real quick like so to bring over here. Shift click there, which will start putting some creosote in there as well. Of course, while that's doing that, we are going to run over here real quick, click on this, take out a stack of logs to put a new stack of logs in there to keep making some more creosote. Okay, and now we have this distillery, which if we press here and go to the distillery, we want to put it on number 1 to get lubricant out of. Nice. So we could do that, and that'll give us lubricant, which we will then take out of there later. And some of this stuff, I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a major rearrange again at some point. And get some stuff to where it's more lined up. Okay, so like this thing here is no longer working at full production. So let's go ahead and pause it so that this can just actually keep working at full production and get us a bunch of lubricant, because we need that bucket of lubricant for the quest. Actually, we probably don't really need the bucket of lubricant for the quest. I could probably just click that and it'll do it. Okay, yeah. Now we could go find ourselves this void extractor. So if we go in here and type in void, there's apparently a bigger one too, but we click on this one, click on that, and then click here and see what all we need. Everything. Okay. Well, we need one of these, so we click here, get those, we click here, get those, and get that. There we go. Okay, so that's that. We need 2 pistons and 1 thing there, so we're going to need at least 3 of these. And I'm not sure. I'm assuming it is the iron rods. It's not the iron rods, but we are kind of low on those, so let's go ahead, make a couple of those, and then we'll make a couple more of them that we can polarize real quick so that we could do more. So it's going to be, shouldn't be the copper wires. No, it's the tin wire, which, yeah, let's go in here. We'll type in tin real quick. We don't actually have a lot, but if I grab out these 25 and we go up here and throw it in here, that'll make quite a bit more tin wire. And while we're waiting for that, we're going to come over here. Go ahead, just grab a bunch of tin out of there. Run it over here. And just toss it down on the track. Like so. And that'll make us some more tin ingots that we could then use to make some more wire. There we go, there's some wire. We got that. We can then come over here. Click this, click that, get that. There we go. So then click here and go 1, 2. Oh yeah, we need to put the, I don't know why that picked up the bucket, but whatever. Okay, there we go. 3. I'm pretty sure we need it for this as well. We need 2 for that. So 1, 2. And then I believe the arm actually needs 2 of them as well, along with one of those. So the arm's going to need 3 more. So we need a total of 3 more, which is a lot of wire. Okay, there we go. Though we click here, click that, get that. There we go. Then we click here. We need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sure, we'll just go with that and see if that is enough. We need some of these, which means we need some of this. So let's go ahead and just make a bunch of steel rods real quick. There we go. We'll put the rest of the steel in there. And then for that, we click here. We click this. We click this. And we're going to need a couple of those. There we go. That'll let us make one of these for that. And then another one for that. And then we click here. This needs more tin cable. Right? Yeah, it's probably going to need more tin cable. I don't think it needs any of this other stuff that we have in here. We should have all this stuff in here. Okay, so there's some tin cable. Or wire. Come back over here. There we go. And then we'll throw a stack of this in there. Just to keep making more, because we need so much of it. So that'll just do that. And we're getting more of it for that than we do the other way. So, yeah. Okay, so we'll do that. That had us run out of rubber as well. But we go like this and make our one arm. We then need to go like this. I'm going to say make our one belt, but we need some rubber sheets for the belt. So with that, let's go ahead and grab out some sulfur. Grab out some rubber. Run around here. Okay, we actually have sulfur. We already have rubber in there, so we'll do that. Grab some charcoal. Put it in there, so I start doing that, and then eat our apples to get our food up while that happens. Okay. That's going to take a little while, so let's see what else we actually need for this thing. We are going to need some 16 times soul infused wire, which we have enough to do. We do need one of these, which means we will need some of these. which we can get when we get that rubber. And we need at least another one of these, so we'll click here. Get that. And that. And actually, no, it was this we needed. So we'll go like that, and of course we're out of copper wire now, so let's go ahead and go like this. Pull the tin back out real quick, throw the copper in. We could do that. Let's run over here. Pull this out. Go up, throw that in. Throw that in. Split this in half so we can get it making twice as fast. Like so. And then I don't think I can throw that in, can I? Maybe, maybe not. It looks like I could. Okay, and we guard everything we threw on the bill, right? Yep, we did. Okay. So, just waiting on copper wire now for the other thing. So grab copper wire. Go like this, go like this. Throw the rest of this in there. Make a couple of those. Okay, there we go. So now we should be able to make one more of these. Like so. And actually, if I go like this, we can make two more. Make another one of these just in case I do need another one. Okay. Now for this, we click on this, we click on this, we go like that. We get our normal bronze pipe. And now we just need our rubber smashed. So we go like that again, split that into two piles. Throw some there, throw some there. We'll run back over here where we'll press U on this, go like this, and go 1, 2, 3, 4, just in case, to make another one of those. And we'll click here to make one of those. Now we just need whatever this high pressure steam miner, which if we click on that, we don't have any of that stuff, but then we also need the low pressure steam miner, which we don't have anything for that either. So if we click here, go like this, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. For that, we need diamonds. I did get some of those, so we do have some diamonds. So we can throw that in there. So now we just need this, which we can make. Barely. But we were able to make it. And then we need this, which we can make if we find our bronze plates. There we go. We go 1, 2. Perfect. There we go. Low pressure steam thing. Then we'll come over here. Take out that wire. Throw it in here. Now we need one of these, which is going to be some tin alloy, which kind of sucks. We do have 16 of it. But I think we need a lot more than 16. I think we're going to need... actually, 16 is probably good. 16 will probably work. I'm assuming, hopefully. We'll find out. We need to turn it into plates, however, and it doesn't look like we can smash it with the one thing, so we'll have to use our forge hammer. So we go like that and take that out. Come over here, grab our rubber, and then we'll grab the forge hammer stuff shortly after. Let's go take our copper wire out and throw the tin back in there to get that. Okay. We were doing something with smashing stuff. Okay, so that's 6. That's gonna give us a little bit of what we need, because we click here, we click this, we click that. That'll give us 2, which means we're gonna basically need 6 more, which means, yeah, we do need some more tin alloy. So if we click on this here and we click on this, we go to an alloy smelter with tin and wrought iron dust, or just tin and iron. Going to be probably the easiest way to do this. So if we come in here and just grab out a stack of that, we come over here to this and just let that alloy smelter go like that. Because I don't think we made an electric alloy smelter. No, we did not. Okay. But we could take this tin alloy once we get... I don't know how much more we actually need. I think that's technically all we needed there. But we will let this keep making some more. And there we go. That's 6. We can then come over here, click this, throw that up there. Let's go ahead, press R on there, click this. There we go. 1, 2. Which will let us make the high pressure steam miner. Which will then, I was going to say, let us make the void miner, but why won't it let us? I mean, there's only 2 things that we have that are that. I'm assuming it's going to be this. So if we click here, like that, and grab that, and then click on, misclicked, there we go, then click that. That'll now let us get the void controller, which we could go like this, and then that, and perfect. Okay, so that'll let us get resources from stuff. So if we check out the resource page, right, so if we click here, we go to the resource page, and that'll let us help us find some other stuff. Okay, so if we go to the resource page, right, was it resource production? Yes, it is. Okay. So this is really all we can get. We can get crushed coal out of the thing somehow. I'm not entirely sure how, but let's go ahead, press E. We'll press U on this to see what all we need for this anyways. Oh, this is actually pretty cheap, I think. We need an energy hatch, an input or what, 2 outputs and an input for fluids. So 2 output fluids. Wait, why do we need whatever. I got plenty. And then we need an output or 2 output buses. Some steel frames, some steel gearbox, and some of that. So if we go here and type in STE, we have the fire case. That's not what we wanted though, right? We just wanted what was it that it said we wanted? I don't remember. Solid machine casings. So solid machine casing. So if we go here, click on this, we'll need some steel frames. We'll go like this to do that. And then we can click here, click this. Yep, we can then just shift click this. There we go. That'll give us 2 of those. Okay, then we need it again on this. We need 11 steel frames. So we're going to need more steel frames, which means making more steel rods. You know what? I'm just going to click on it once. There we go. It should be more than enough. We could then press U on this. Go to the steel frame. Click on that. Go like this. Go like this. We have 3. 8 gives us 11. Okay, there we go. Okay, so then we click here on this and type in UV, or no, not UV, LV for low voltage, and then we grab our hatch, bus. I don't know if we need that energy converter or if we're gonna need those or not, so we'll just go ahead and leave it like this. We do need a energy hatch, which means making another one of those. Means making one of these. There we go. So click this. Click that. There we go. Boom. To make our hatch for power. Okay. And yeah, and then I think this we are going to bring over. I think we're just going to build it right here. So we'll put this down right there. Shift click here. Shift right click here. And it didn't put in any of these things. Okay, so low voltage input bus. We don't actually need. We need input hatch. I think it said we needed one of those, right? I don't need that or that anymore, so we'll click there. We need one hatch, two output buses, and two output fluids. So we need one input hatch. I think I'm going to go like this, though. Break this. I can put that there. And break this so I can put it right here. And then we got our output hatch. 1, 2. And then we do need to make some output buses. And I think the easiest way to do this is going to be to come in here and just be super lazy again. Grab all these out. Click on this. Go to the shop. Click on this. Go like this. Hit submit. And grab this, and I completely didn't realize that it actually made us a maintenance, that we had maintenance hatches or duct tape. So yeah, we already had some maintenance hatches, so I didn't actually have to make it. Okay, whatever. Output bus, output hat. Wait. Okay, yeah, never mind. We want the output buses. That's what it was. Okay, so then we'll put that there and that there. Structure is incomplete. I wish it told you how it was incomplete, but you know, whatever. So if we click here and we go over to this and we press U on this, right? Oh, there's two steel gearbox casings that we're missing. Okay. So we'll go here and type in gear box. So that we go to this, click on this. We're gonna need 4 of these. So we'll click here and go 1, 2. And we don't have any steel in there. Nice. Nice. Let's go ahead and throw that steel in there. Pull out some more steel. Just throw more steel in there. Perfect. This will take a little while. So, yeah, let's see. Go like that. Okay, so we were making steel gears, right? So we go like this, this, and this. Put that there. That let us make 2. And then we're also going to need gears for that. But if we also click on this and click on this, we go here and go. Yep, it's going to put our wrench back in here. Click here. That'll make the 2 of those we need. Now we're just waiting on plates. Okay, so when we click here, we click here. Again, we click here. Throw that up there and go 1, 2. Click this and get 2 gear. I didn't realize it made 2 gearboxes. Okay. But then grab this over here, run over here, do that. Structure is now formed. So now if we go here and we press on this U, and we go to the void excavation, if we put drilling fluid into it, we get this stuff here. And raw ore residue of random stuff and raw ore slurry of random whatever. Okay, so we need to figure out how to get drilling fluid. So drilling fluid is made in a mixer with lubricant, water, and stone dust. Ooh, do we still even have stone dust? Let's go here. Stone. We do not. So how are we getting stone dust? STONEDUST. So stone dust is made by crushing stone stuff in a. Well, that's weird. Why do you not get it from crushing stone? It's like I get it from crushing gravel. Cutter, electrolyzer, the ore washer, the packer, centrifuge, ore grinder, automated packing. So it looks like the way we get it is going to be by throwing gravel inside of not that guy or that guy, this guy. So we could do that and let that go. That's going to take a while, but that'll get us some stone dust that we could then get put into here. So then we could grab ourselves some buckets, right? We could then come over here, go like this and take out this bucket here. Go like this here and take out a bucket of water. And we could then run over here and we go lubricant bucket, water bucket, right? Right? This is how it was done. So we need 5 buckets of water. So we could do that. So actually what I could do as well is, just because I don't care about this distilled water anymore, I could just bring it over, and apparently you can't dump it out. And that's still making more than what we have there. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this bucket in here so I don't keep carrying it around for no reason. And we will then run over here, grab 2 buckets of water, then bring in here and put in here. There we go, to then bring 2 more buckets of water to have 5 buckets of water in here. There's that. And that. And then with that, then we just need the stone dust from right here. And we could then go like this, and that'll make lubricant, and yeah. Okay, and with that fluid being done, I went ahead and made a couple more buckets so that we can transfer all of it in one go. We could bring it over to the input hatch like so. To get all that in there. Yeah, perfect. Now we just need to get some power over here. And I have a feeling that the whatchamacallit that we have, these might not be enough. They might be, who knows. Gold wire, we'll find that here in a second. There we go. And we'll just grab that, which we will put right here and then there. Then we'll need wire cutters. If we go down here to the bottom. Grab our wire cutters. Let's go ahead and throw all that in there. Then we can take that out of there. Like so. And then for now, we are just going to go ahead and connect this up like that. And then we can do that, and that'll start working ish, but very slow. It's also very, very loud, but that's fine. We could just let that keep going. We'll go ahead, run over here. And of course, if we click on this, the resource production, we should be able to get all of these, maybe. I don't know for sure if we'll get, I think for this we end up getting the actual, like, coal ore that we'll then have to throw in a thing to get the crushed coal ore. But yeah, but that's a couple more seconds here and that'll be done. That's also very loud for me. Of course, with it just barely going, it's like starting and stopping. It's like joo, 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 joo. Okay, so we have some solidite there. Is that all? Wait, we only got what? That kind of sucks. I thought it was going to give us a bunch, not just one. Okay, so it's so it's not guaranteed to just give everything. But we got the solidite stuff, which I guess is used for something. Cutter, crafting, lathe. I'm guessing it's used to make these solidite rods, which can be used for anything a rod can be used for. So who knows if that's actually going to be useful for anything at all. Of course, if we click on this and we click on this, looks like we also get lapis out of it, which is whatever. And then the solidite dust, auto cleave, turn it back into that. We could get from an electrolyzer with get silicone, solium, and aluminum. So we get aluminum from that too, but we would need 11 of it, and I don't think we're getting anywhere close to 11 from 3. Okay, that kind of sucks, but we know it works. Now we just really need to actually more of, so it's just get our mixer hooked up to water. Which, I mean, I could kind of do if I did it right here, right? I could go ahead, break this, this, and this. Let's go ahead and get a bucket of water real quick. We'll come over here, grab a bucket of water. Dump it down right there so we could jump in here. To get that there. That's all we needed that for. Okay, then we go here. Where we go like that. Get ourselves some water. Put that right there. I don't actually remember. Do I need this thing, or can fluid pipes just take water? I don't remember if they can. I don't think they can. I think they have to be connected to something. So if we go in here, we click on this, then we click on here, make one of those to make one of these, which we could then put right here. And go up like that. And of course, we don't actually need it connected into here, so we will take that off of there and put that in there, which will fill this up with water to do that, to make some more of that. Perfect. I could then also, I think what I'm going to do is make another one of these types of tanks, a gold drum, or just a drum. that I could pull that out of and put it in there. It'd move easier. So if we go here and say drum, no, that's the G, DRUM. We could, it is simply just this barrel too, right? We go like that. We go like this, make some of these, perfect. And then we press U on this, or not U on that, R on that to get that. There we go. And this one holds 16, which honestly is probably going to be more than enough for right now. But if we click on that. Oh, wait, a gold one's just. Okay, so that's actually fairly simple. Whatever that one is as well, if I had this stuff, would be good. But whatever. 16 millibuckets is going to be fine for right now. What we could do is take it, put it down there, put this right there. We could go like this and put this right here. Disconnect it from right here. Right? Put this guy right here. Then we go like this. Tell that to suck it out and put it up here. Perfect. And then once that gets filled, here in a second, right? We go like that. It's now got 16. We can come over here, jump up, grab it, bring it over to right here. Put this here and go like that, which will put the water in there. And then, of course, that's going to drain all of the power out of there because of that. Yeah, which is fine for right now. Okay, we can then come over here, click on this, scroll down a little bit till we find. Is it actually, do we have more than that? I thought we had more. Let's go ahead here and type in SO. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought we had like 60 something of it. If we go like that, and then press U on this, right? I think in order to make the bigger one, right? The bigger converter, again, we need soul infused wire times 4. So if we throw 2 of them in there with the 4, how that'll work. So we go like this. Let's go ahead and take this out of here, put that on 4, throw that in there, and that'll start making some soul infused wires. And then to make another one, we just need another one of these, which means we need another one of these, which means we need more steel. So we'll go like that. And throw that in there. Go like this. Make that. Make this. And then, of course, we don't have enough of the soul infused wire in there. Not sure why you have to infuse wire with soul in order to make a thing that can convert energy, but you know, whatever. We'll go like that. We'll just break that and put that there. And then that should now run pretty much full speed. Output recipes, blah, 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 and stuff. Okay, and then we go like this to put those there. I am going to come over here to our gold dust and make it a bunch of it out of here. Let's go ahead, grab out 2 stacks of it real quick to turn into some gold. Of course, it's not going to land where I want it to, so yep. Okay, there we go. So we'll throw that there to get some gold. So apparently this gold drum is much cheaper to make. It's just some of these, which go like that, which, yeah, we don't have any gold. Okay. Didn't think we had any at all, so kind of hoping I had some, but I didn't think we did. So once these get made into gold, we will then do some stuff. And then, of course, yep, that's done. 3, 2, yeah, there you go. Okay, so we come over here, click on this, click on this, click on this, click on this. We don't have a file? Really? Okay, well then let's go ahead, I guess throw that there, and then scroll down and grab 2 steel plates. I guess we'll just go like this real quick, and then click here, here, and here, and then go like that. And I don't know what the other thing was I just put in there, but whatever. Okay, so we'll go like that. And then we could press U on this. Go here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. I was one short. Okay, R. There we go. Then we'll click here, and here. And then we'll shift click this and go 1, 2. That we will bring over here. And put down 1, 2. Take that out from there, take that out from there. So we got some more of this, we got some silver, we got some coal, we got some of that. And we got some of the regular. Nice. Okay, so raw ore slurry and raw ore residue. What are those actually used for? Let's find out. A raw ore slurry. So if I press U on that, if we put that in a centrifuge, we could get lapidite, whatever. Yeah. And it gives you some other stuff. And then the other one was slurry and rare ore. So we go like that, and that is used in an electrolyzer to get cobalt, chromite, rare earth, some fancy magnetite stuff, and skystone. So we would need an electrolyzer for this, and a whatever for that. How are we looking on? We have 9 more steel there. We're looking pretty good there. Lubricants overall looking pretty good. We can go ahead, take out the 5 buckets of that for now. And we don't even need all 5 buckets in here. But we could go ahead and just put them in here. Like so. Yeah, and then what we could do as well is come back over here. Press U on this, scroll down. Of course, it's going to be not in a simple place. Okay, I didn't even see it at all. Okay, so we're going to click here, and then we're going to go ahead, go back down here and type in drum again, D-R-U-M. Click on this, and this, and this, and this. And just make some of those to then click here, go like that, which gives us 5. Put that there, scroll back down, find our hammer again. And make some of those. And then we can take this, put it there. And that'll start filling up with drilling fluid so that this can, I was going to say that can go back to mixing drilling fluid, but we need to grab out our stone dust first to put it in there. There we go. We could do that. That'll let us get up to what was it? 32 buckets of drilling fluid. Yeah, but I do think something else we're going to need to look into. Actually, we're still making more than enough power with just this one. I think the biggest problem right now with like some of this stuff working is more of our power conversion. You know, we only have 4 amp low voltage with I mean we have high voltage wire, so our wire situation I don't think is too bad. I think it is more of our converter for being able to do stuff. Okay, but then we come over here, jump up, grab that, bring it over here, put it there, do that, so that starts getting back in there, and there we go. Okay, then for this stuff, we'll come over here, we'll open up this, we'll go here, go like that, close that, go like this, put that in there, and go with like 6 of these to go like that. And okay, we ran out of logs. Okay, there we go. Go like that, throw that there, press R. There we go. So then we can take this down here, grab out item pipes, put that there. Come over here and then go 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where we then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, and then we can come here and tell that to come out like so, and that'll give us all of those. Perfect. And then we can come over and grab them when we need them. Like right now, if we wanted to, we could grab this, and then we could throw this into a mincinator to get the coal. Right, so if we bring this over here, we could throw it in here. Wait a second, or 2, or like 20, it looks like. Which will give us this one, which doesn't give us a reward. But we do now have access to coal. But yeah, but over here we have the rock filter controller thing. There's a rock sifter controller thing. Machine that sees materials, astonishing speed, blah, blah, blah. We're not getting that until about to look like I said, like low ultra voltage or something like that. But then I could take this stuff. If I wanted to, I could put it in a mixer with stone dust and lava to get molten ore mixture. Ooh. No, we could just throw it in side of that. Like I see us getting just the coal ore, but I don't see us how we get that turned into like coal itself, because we then turn it into refined coal in a ore washer, right? Which then if we then threw it in a sifter, we have a chance of getting coal out. Or we would get just the exquisite coal or something like that. But yeah, so that, and then of course with the purified coal, we could throw in a steam boiler to just boil. We could throw it in a centrifuge to get possibly 2 out of it. Throw it in an ore washer just to go back to regular coal dust, a large boiler, a Stirling dynamo, and then fuel. So, I mean, it counts as coal. But I don't think there's like anything else I could really. It didn't look like I could combine it with steel. type thing, right? Can I wash it by hand is a question. So if I go like this and throw that in there, throw this here, and right click on it, yes, I can. So then I could take, again, this and throw it in the sifter, which we have one of. Right, we have the basic sifter over here, which we could throw that coal in there. And yeah, but this runs through this this pretty quick, it looks like. Yeah, we could just bring that back over here and do that though. Well, look, we got a coal. We got a coal. Which is part of a quest, I'm assuming, in lines of production? No. So it was probably in processing lines then. No? Where was it at then? Early game? Nope. Industrial Revolution? Nope. Power? Yeah, it was in power. But of course, with the coal, we can make coke out of it then. Ooh, yeah, perfect. I could take this one coal I have, right? Bring it over here. Take this out, go like that. And ooh, look how nice that's gonna be. Of course, that is almost full up there, which is nice as well. We come over here. Throw the rest of that in there. Sort this, go like that. Perfect. So we have ourselves a void miner now then. And of course, I believe if I click on this, I don't think there's anything else I could do with that as far as its stuff, right? We'll just double check again. So if we go over here and press U on this, there is only one extraction thing. That is all I can see. And of course, yeah, we get these two things, which we can do different things with to get other ores and stuff like that. Okay. Okay, so let's actually try and figure out how we could kind of make this look a little bit better, I think, maybe. So if we jump up here quickly, jump up here, and we look at this. Okay. So right now we're sifting stuff for dust and gravel isn't horrible. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Hmm. Guess like we could change that layout so that it is a little bit cleaner and that maybe they have their own dedicated ones, right? Maybe. And then we could have them so it goes from like, or, have them out here. Or have them out, yeah, have it out here where it goes from stone into whatever to its sifter, where all the sifters are right here. And then out of the sifter, we could have it going into their own ore washing factories. Of course, it would be nice if we had a way that make so we could keep coal in them. Of course, that one might only need. Well, I was gonna say that one might only need coal in it because of it's technically a it's primitive, so it might only need coal because it's primitive, right? So if we pressed like U on this and clicked on ore washing, yeah, it doesn't actually need a thing. It's just, yeah, okay. And this one needs the coal, so it has some way of heating up. So we wouldn't need coal to go in it. So we would just have our thing the way it is. So let's just double jump up here, not die. Okay, so yeah, so then it would go into its own ore factory. Or actually, this one here, we could then have it go into the The gravel one would then go into three or four separate ore factories, right? Or five separate ore factories that we would have to make to get dust out of, right? And then, yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work. And then all of that will be made into dust that we can then upgrade like these with. I mean, these are expensive to upgrade. And sadly, we can't even upgrade them like super. Like this here again. Like if we shift click on it, that's all we could put in there is copper upgrades. We couldn't even put the other things. So we go in here and type in upgrade. All there is copper and then max storage. Well, max storage you can't even make when you click on it. So the other ones are disabled. I might be able to go into the thing and enable the other ones possibly to be able to have them, but yeah, who knows. Let's go like this real quick and just make some of these. We want to click on this and this real quick. Go like that. Of course, that's probably the most annoying part of this thing. It's like the hammer's already on the thing, and it's like, okay, we'll put it back up in the thing. But there we go. We can put that in there. Click here and make that. I don't know why I put those in there. Up. Oh, because that was all I had. Okay, so there we go. I made 3 of these. We could bring that over. Go boom, boom, boom. And actually, I think I'll take it off of that one and put it on that one. And that'll take all of this ore out of here. And then if I wanted to, I could come back over to this thing and turn it on. And as you can see, it is holding power. Yep. So that's holding power, which is going to be giving us more iron and copper and stuff like that, which is perfect. And of course, this one here, if I put one in for glowstone, would probably be the same thing, because I mean, it's already turned on. It's just full with glowstone, so yeah. But I'm not too worried about any of that stuff right now either as well. Because, yeah. Although, I'm curious, if I go like this, right? If we press U on sulfur again, right? Alloy smelter with rubber. If we had raw rubber pulp, which we get throwing sticky resin in a centrifuge, gives us glue, plant ball, and ooh, there's some nice stuff we can get from that. Okay, and then an extractor would give us that from slime balls. Okay, so that's a different way to get rubber stuff, but if we come over here right now, we grab like this out, we could throw this in here. I completely forgot I even had this in here, but let's go ahead and take that and that and that out and throw that and that in. And that'll start making rubber again. Again, it's slow, but it'll do it. Okay, and then of course we have that. That's going. The wire mill. We have those more soul infused wire that we could bring around. Throw in here. And yeah, I think the biggest thing we need to do though is figure out if there's another much faster blast furnace. So if we went in here and we like clicked on this, right? Then we clicked on this, so we clicked on this, and compressor thing, the fluid stuff, which would make liquid steel, which we have to have steel for, the primitive blast furnace, the electric blast furnace. Okay, so there's an electric one. So we have a solid one, but there is an electric one, which then definitely goes up based on which one of these you have. So like if I clicked on here, as you could see, if we went all the way up to ultra high voltage, I mean, it's going to use up a lot of power, but it would use iron and oxygen to make steel in what 0.05 seconds. So that would make it super super fast. But that's some ridiculously high coil blocks that we are nowhere even close to doing. So with that, I think again, how do I get this again? Because I want to try to start some of this stuff here up if I can. I just don't remember. I'm pretty sure in order to get this, we needed a mixer to get this liquid glowstone and that, and then the essence replicator. Liquid glowstone, I'm assuming we can get by scrap. Yeah, we could get that by melting. So if we type in that, we'll get this. To get the phosphorus, we get that in a centrifuge with a gelatin mixture, or an electrolyzer with phosphate, which is probably the easier one to get. Phosphate we get from moissanite. And moissanite we can get that from lineup, not production, from here, right? Silver ore, crushed gold, sodite, putite, oh wait, moissanite was here, which was this, the moissanite geode, which we get the moissanite geode from sand and distilled water. Which if we could get that and get that all going, or get that and get the stuff we need to just make that dust, we'll be able to do that. And then of course, that's not a very long process, I think, to get that, but the beryllium would require crushed beryllium ore or something similar. Or the balloon, that probably needs beryllium to make. Ender pearl dust and an electrolyzer. Ender pearl dust we can get from a centrifuge of ender eye dust, which would require that. We would need enderium, a mixer, which is potassium and beryllium, which we need to get that. Distillation tower, which is liquid ender air, which I have no idea how to get that. And then part grinding, which we would need that. Okay, so we could do that. We could actually do that. We could get the ender dust stuff pretty easily. We just got to grab some ender pearls from here and throw them in there. And that will give us this, which we could also use to make our wireless boosters. But then, like I said, if we put that with a mixer, right, is what we're looking for first. A mixer with lead and diamond dust. Oh, that's an alloy smelter. With lead and diamond dust to get the enderium to... Right, that was what we needed. I don't remember now. Click on here, click on here. Electrolyzer with ender. Oh wait, no, we just need this. Okay. So we just need an electrolyzer. So if we come over here and we type in elect row, that's electric furnace, electrolyze. Nope. Basic electrolyzer. There we go. So we'll go like this. Click over here. We need apparently some glass. We'll need some of these, which means we need some more of these, which means we need some more of these. So we'll go like that. There we go. Actually, I think we needed two of them, right? So we'll go like that. There we go. Hover over that. We're going to need one of these. So we'll click here. Make that to make that. And then again, we click here. I have an electrolyzer over here somewhere, apparently. Not entirely sure. Wait, do I have an electrolyzer then? Polarizer, extractor, assembler, wire mill. That's it? Just no. That's just weird to me. I don't see it over here unless it put it in a weird spot. Right there. So all we need is the glass. So if we go in here and type in glass, right? We press U on this. Oh, come on. I'm clicking out of it. U on that, right? And throw it on a campfire will make glass. So we just go like that real quick. Come over here. And make some glass. Ouch. There we go. Perfect. We could then come over here and make ourselves the basic electrolyzer. Which I'm assuming is also a quest up in here. Yes, it is. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Boom. So this could then get added to power somewhere, which I think I'm going to add it over right here right now, for now. But we could throw that there. Come over here, grab the ender pearl dust. Throw it in there. With, press U on that. Electrolyzer. It just says empty, empty, and it requires 10. But why is it not doing anything? Huh. So again, we press U on this, we go to electrolyzer, right? Looking at this. So empty, 10 ender pearl dust and stuff, and it has power. I'm not sure why it's not working. Unless it's not a low voltage. It is a medium voltage, okay. Okay, so that's why it's not working. We need a medium voltage power supply for it. And currently, all we have is a low voltage power supply. Even though this is a high voltage thing, this is a low voltage. And I don't think we could make a medium voltage one until we get to, right? So if we go in here and type in convert, even a 1 amp medium voltage is going to require a medium voltage frame, which requires aluminum. Okay, so we are still a little ways off on that, but that is still good to know. Anyways, I think I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter because we got some stuff done. We got our void extractor built. We got a lot of steel. We got this going, so we are getting some more sapphire geodes and stuff. And of course, we jump up here real quick, right to here. But why is that? Is this just turned off? Okay, yeah, it's turned off. That's why. I was like curious as to why it's like it didn't look like it got anything new. We're still good on power, it looks like, based on that. So that's going. That still has full power going to it from what I can see. That's got full power going to it from what I can see. Same thing with this. We could bring it over here. Put it back down here again. Go like that, and then let that go again for some more. And yeah, so we're doing pretty good, I think. I think we're doing pretty good now. Like I said, we got a lot to go until we get some aluminum going again. We need to get. I need to do everything. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to do everything I need to do to get this electric ore factory up and going, which is not cheap. It's not gonna be cheap. We're gonna need a lot of steel, some bronze, some steel piping, more steel gearboxes, a lot of steel casings. So I'm gonna need to make a lot of steel. And it says it wants a muffler hatch IV. Hopefully, I just any muffler hatch will work though. But muff IV, which would be this one, which is tungsten steel. Which, yeah, I am nowhere near making tungsten steel. I don't think nowhere near it. Because that would need a vacuum freezer with molten tungsten steel and this and all that, and so yeah. So hopefully just the regular muffler hatch will work and it doesn't have to be IV. But yeah. But we will get in and check on that later. Until then, thank you all for watching. Please enjoy your day, night, doing whatever you're doing, wherever you're at. As always, force your friends to watch. We will come back next time for some more Star Technology where, yeah, man, there's so much stuff to have to move. So much stuff that needs to move around again to get everything flowing nicely. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Peace out. See you later.